Welcome to Macro Trivia, where each week we analyze 3 scenarios from the last week of LCS games to find better solutions for. Remember that if you can think of a better alternative to any of the scenarios than the choices we provide, be sure to post in the comments below and your comment may be featured in the following video. This first clip is from the C9 vs TSM game from week 3. C9 have Elder Drake and are threatening the Baron take. TSM take advantage of C9's river positioning and get full mid priority, but need to get vision of Baron in case C9 sneaks it away. As TSM walk back into the river to place a ward onto Baron, Zeyzal is slightly split and baits out a slow fight. C9 play the fight extremely slowly and use Ezreal's toolkit to slow chase TSM and eventually take the entire fight. Should TSM have 1. Given up Baron, backed off, and waited out the Elder Drake before fighting. 2. Looked for a ward on Baron while simultaneously pressuring mid. Or 3. Forced to fight hard so they wouldn't get kited. TSM could have tried to give up Baron completely and got into defense mode, but with C9's poke from Ezreal, C9 would still definitely be able to get a lot of structure damage. They must contest Baron somehow, but if they hard engaged against the C9 team with more gold and Elder Drake, it would be difficult to win. We think the best play here was to slow it down, get some vision of the pit, and continue to pressure mid. At this point, TSM already have full mid priority, and C9 are starting to panic a little bit. Cadian gets a ward in the pit that reveals Baron has not been started, so now TSM have the opportunity to threaten C9's base. If TSM had gotten some vision of Baron, backed up further, and continued to pressure mid, they would not have been slow chased that easily. This second clip is from the 100 Thieves vs CLG match from week 3. 100 Thieves catch Wiggly recalling, so they immediately port into the pit and try to rush it down before Wiggly comes back. Thieves barely get the Baron, but are now in a terrible post-Baron position. And although they win the fight here because of misplays from CLG, they were in a pretty bad position and should have been punished harder. Should 100 Thieves have 1. Played safer and taken the opportunity to clear wards. 2. Baited a fight 4v5 instead of finishing the Baron. Or 3. The risky Baron was correct. They should have just ran down toward the blue buff afterward. Although taking the opportunity to clear vision isn't bad, it definitely doesn't take full advantage of Wiggly's back timing. Opting to finish the Baron was definitely still risky. If they ran down toward blue buff afterwards, some 100 Thieves members would have surely had to sacrifice themselves. We think that if 100 Thieves took the opportunity to bait a fight and use Bang's Gauntlet to slow chase and kite in a 4v5 scenario, they would have taken advantage of the situation and avoided a dangerous post-Baron situation. Afro and Someday got extremely low by throwing their bodies in to prevent CLG from reaching Baron, but 100 Thieves should have let CLG deeper into the river and then taken a favorably positioned fight. This last clip is from the TSM vs Golden Guardians match from week 3. TSM have secured the Baron and are looking to pressure turrets now. They opt to push top and mid, so Acadian and Smoothie try to control some of the vision there. Golden Guardians sees an opportunity to force a fight. After about 50 stopwatches, Golden Guardians win the fight 3 for 2 off of insane Karthus damage. Should TSM have 1. Push the lane together as 5. 2. Send Urgot to split bottom rather than mid. Or 3. The play was fine, except TSM should have been more patient with the warding. We actually think that any of the 3 choices would have been decent and better than what ended up happening. TSM pushing a lane as 5 to slowly chip damage with empowered cannons and Sivir fire cannon was smart because Golden Guardians have great engage with Tahm Kench and Sion ults. If TSM split and sent Urgot bottom while being way more patient, Golden Guardians would have a hard time finding good engagements as they risk their base. If TSM simply played exactly as planned, but with way more patience, they would have actually been able to similarly pressure 2 lanes and force Golden Guardians to choose between their base and an all-in engage. Last week's featured comment was this comment by Automobile V, who pointed out how poorly Niski played out the CLG vs C9 Baron fight. I hadn't noticed that he essentially did 0 damage on his first life. Thanks for watching this episode of Macro Trivia. Remember to post your own solutions in the comments below, and I'll see you next episode.